You already understand the pattern. You know why you over-explain. You know why you avoid conflict. You know why you procrastinate. You know why you say yes too quickly. You may even recognize the trigger while it is happening. And still, when the real moment arrives, you do the same thing. You send the long message. You stay quiet in the meeting. You agree before checking your own schedule. You abandon the routine after one disruption. Then comes the frustrating question: if I understand myself this well, why am I still doing it? And sometimes an even harsher conclusion: maybe all this self-awareness changes nothing. But awareness and behavior change are not the same process. Self-awareness can change the explanation before it changes the response. You may understand the pattern and want something different, but the old response still has repetition behind it. It is familiar, available, and easier to access when the situation becomes uncomfortable. Imagine you know you over-explain when you expect disapproval. You have already identified the pattern. Then you receive a short message that feels slightly critical. Before you know it, you are writing 4 paragraphs. Afterward, you think, see, I still do this. Now the old behavior has done more than create frustration. It has created fresh evidence. The loop looks like this: identity expectation to familiar behavior to observable outcome to identity confirmation. You expect yourself to over-explain. You over-explain. Then the behavior becomes proof that this is simply who you are. This is why insight alone can become discouraging. You know more, but your behavior is still supplying the old model with exactly the evidence it expects. That does not make insight useless. It means insight solved a different problem. It helped you see the pattern. It did not automatically install a new response. And this is where relapse needs to be interpreted carefully. A setback is real if you said yes again, avoided the conversation again, or dropped the routine again. That behavior matters. But it is data about one response in one situation. It does not have to become a permanent verdict about identity. There is a difference between "I did this again" and "this is who I am." One describes behavior, the other turns behavior into a sentence. This is where Atomic Habits by James Clear offers a useful lens. The book connects identity with repeated behavior and makes one idea especially relevant here. Actions can become evidence for the kind of person you believe yourself to be. This is not a summary of Atomic Habits. We are using one part of the framework to answer a specific human question. What actually helps a revised self-model become believable? Observable behavior. But there is an important limit. One different action does not prove I am now confident, I am now disciplined, I am now great at boundaries. That would just replace one rigid label with another. A better conclusion is smaller. The old prediction did not fully predict what I did this time. That is enough, because a new identity does not need to begin as certainty. It can begin as a contradiction. Suppose the old pattern is, when someone questions my decision, I over-explain. The old identity predicts 4 paragraphs. The contradiction may be one clear sentence. Suppose the pattern is, when someone asks for my time, I answer immediately. The contradiction may be, let me check and get back to you. Suppose the pattern is, when a project gets difficult, I avoid it. The contradiction may be 10 minutes of work before deciding what to do next. The point is not the size of the action. It is that the action creates data the old model did not predict. This also explains why new behavior can feel strange. Many people wait to feel like the new person before they act differently. They wait for confidence, certainty, or motivation. But a different behavior may come first. Unfamiliarity can feel fake simply because the response has less history behind it. A short message may feel cold if you are used to explaining everything. A boundary may feel selfish if saying yes has always been easier. That discomfort is not automatic proof that the new behavior is wrong. Sometimes it simply means the old response is more rehearsed. So here's the experiment. I call it the minimum viable contradiction. Choose one pattern you already understand. For example, when someone questions my decision, I over-explain. When someone asks for my time, I answer immediately. Now write the identity conclusion that usually follows. When I do this, I tell myself it proves I am being inconsistent, conflict avoidant, weak with boundaries. Now ask, what is the smallest observable behavior the old identity would not predict here? Not the perfect response, the minimum contradiction. Send one sentence instead of 4 paragraphs. Say, I'll get back to you. Ask one direct question. Restart the routine the next day instead of abandoning the week. The behavior should be specific, safe, and small enough to actually happen. Then run the experiment within the next 24 hours. Thinking about it does not count as evidence. Afterward, record 6 things. What did the old model predict? What did I actually do? What felt unfamiliar? What was the real consequence? What does this action show is possible, and what does it not prove yet? That last question matters, because the goal is not to turn one successful moment into another exaggerated identity claim. One contradiction is data. Repeated contradictions become stronger evidence, and the old behavior may still return. If it does, do not erase the contradiction, and do not erase the relapse either. Look at both. Ask what changed the probability of each response. Was there more pressure, less energy, a different environment, a stronger social cost? Behavior is shaped by context, not identity alone. That makes the model more accurate, not less useful. The goal is not perfect consistency. It is a self-concept flexible enough to include what you are actually capable of doing now. Self-awareness showed you the pattern. Behavior shows you whether another response is available. Every time the old behavior repeats, it gives the old identity fresh evidence. But every time a familiar trigger receives a slightly different response, the model has to account for something new. You do not need to prove a new identity. You need to give the old prediction something it cannot fully explain. So pick one pattern, wait for the familiar trigger, then test the smallest behavior the old version of you would not predict. Not because one action changes everything, because one action changes the data set. And once those contradictions begin to accumulate, a new question appears. At what point does your identity have to update? That is where we go next in this living library route. In the description, you'll also find Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you want to go deeper into the relationship between identity, repeated behavior, and evidence. Be prosperous from the inside out.